Looks like we have 11 people, I think. Are you online, Justin?
Yes, sir.
Looks like we have 11 people.
Yeah, we have a quorum to business. So
Let's wait just 1 or 2 minutes and see if Miss Green is on.
okay. And guys, for those of you that are coming on, when it comes time for you to vote, you will have to unmute yourself. So until that time comes, just stay muted until it's time to vote or discuss, and we'll go from there. So cut down the background noise.
Who is calling user number 6? I have Miss Coney on who's called in by phone. Is there someone else who's called in by phone?
This is Luke. I just joined by phone.
Okay,
I'll fix it.
Calling user 6. We'll label you.
Thanks.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the December 2020 meeting. I recognize we have a quorum. I think I counted 12 on here so far, and I'm sure the other couple will pick up soon. Let's start, as is our custom, with our invocation. Justice Reed has volunteered to do that. Justice Reed, will you please give us the invocation, followed by Justice Medlock leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And if you will, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay, let's pray. Dear Lord, thank you for the joy of the Christmas season, and thank you for this special time that we can get together to represent our districts and the people that live in them. I pray that you would give us wisdom as we discuss and vote on issues that are important to them. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen. And Justice Medlock.
Okay, let's say the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
of America, and to the
republic
for which it stands,
one nation, under God,
With liberty
and justice for all.
Okay, Madam Clerk, if you please, why don't you call the roll? Remember, everyone, unmute yourself.
Mr. Reed?
Here.
Mr. Denton? Ms. Lewison?
Here.
Ms. Blackwood?
here.
Ms. McMullen? Ms. Massey?
Here.
Ms. Coney? Ms. Coney? Mr. Key?
Here.
Ms. Green? Mr. Jefferson?
Here.
Mr. Robinson?
Here.
Mr. McCoy?
Here.
Mr. Stowers?
Present.
Mr. Elliott? Ms. Medlock?
Here.
I thought I saw Mr. Elliott on the line. Is he not?
Hey, if I could, guys, when your name is called and it's time to vote, you're going to need to unmute yourselves. So I see Miss Coney and Mr. Elliott and Miss Green are on the call. But
Ms. Green is on the call?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Hey, Justin, can I ask a question? If they're calling in from a cell phone, is it simply the mute button on their phone?
Okay, I'm here. I'm here. I found my mute button.
Okay, very good. Judy Green is present.
Thank you. Thank you. So I have 13 present and 2 absent.
Okay, and we're still trying to get a response from Mr. Elliott and Miss Coney.
Oh, I think Justin told me that they were there because I can see them on the monitor here.
Okay. Good enough for you, Madam Clerk. Good enough for me. Let's go.
All right.
Madam Clerk, if you will, please read for us any committee reports.
Sure. December 15th, 2020, to the presiding officer of the Pulaski County Quorum Court. We, your committee of the agenda, to whom was referred items 20I-83, 20I-84, 20I-85. Each report we have had the same under consideration and herewith return the same with a recommendation of due pass. Respectfully submitted, Curtis A. Keith, Chair. The next committee report is December 15th, 2020, to the presiding officer of the Pulaski County Quorum Court. We, your committee of the budget, to whom was referred item 20I-86. Big lead to report that we've had the same under consideration and herewith return the same with a recommendation of due pass. Respectfully submitted, Donna Massey, Chair.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Justin, question was that committee report for the Budget Committee accurate?
Yes, sir. That is the item that was the transfer of the
Okay, the bailiffs. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
I just want to make sure we're right. There's no unfinished business. That moves us on to new business and ordinances. So now, Madam Clerk, if you will, please read for us 20I-83.
Ms. Hollingsworth, I think you're on mute, ma'am.
Thank you, Justin. I certainly was, and I was reading all along. Sorry. An ordinance amending ordinance 19-OR-32, 2020 annual budget, Pulaski County, Arkansas, to recognize and appropriate reimbursement funds for the Crisis Stabilization Unit.
Justice McCoy, you're recognized for the motion, and remember, you'll have to unmute yourself.
Motion to pass.
Second.
Members, you've heard the motion, you've heard the second. Are there any questions or discussion for 20I-83? Okay, Madam Clerk, apparently there are none. please call the roll. Remind the members to please unmute yourself so you can vote.
Ms. Medlock,
Aye.
Mr. Elliott, Mr. Elliott, Mr. Stowers,
Yes.
Mr. McCoy,
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Mr. Jefferson,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Aye.
Mr. Keith, Mr. Keith.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Coney, Ms. Coney, Ms. Massey.
Aye.
Thank you. Ms. Blackwood,
Aye.
Ms. Lewison,
Yes.
Mr. Denton. Oh, okay,
Mr. Denton's here now. Sorry, I'm late, but I vote aye.
okay, great.
My apologies for being tardy.
Mr. Reed,
Yes.
Mr. Elliott,
Paul, how do you vote, man?
okay. So since I haven't heard from him, 13 ayes and 2 absent.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And Justice McCoy, you passed ordinance 20I-83. Madam Clerk, if you will, please now read for us 20I-84.
An ordinance amending ordinance 19 OR 32, 2020 annual budget, Pulaski County, Arkansas, to recognize and appropriate grant funds for the Community Services Department for the Housing Opportunities for Persons with AIDS, HPWA program.
Justice Massey, you're recognized for the motion.
Move the
Second.
Members, you've heard the motion, you've heard the second. Are there any questions or comments for 20I-84? Okay, Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll for 20I-84? And members, again, I remind you, you have to unmute yourself.
Okay. Mr. Reed,
Yes.
Mr. Denton, Ms. Lewison.
Yeah. Yes.
I got it. Thank you. Ms. Blackwood. Ms. Blackwood.
Ms. Blackwood, you have to unmute yourself.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Ms. Massey. Ms. Coney. Mr. Keith. Mr. Keith.
He's giving a thumbs up, Madam Clerk.
Okay. Ms. Green.
Aye.
Mr. Jefferson.
Aye.
Mr. Robinson.
Aye.
Mr. McCoy.
Aye.
Mr.
Yes.
Mr. Elliott. Mr. Elliott. Ms. Madlock.
Aye.
I'm gonna go back because I didn't hear Mrs. Coney. Ms. Coney? And Ms. Blackwood.
Aye.
Twelve ayes and 3 absent.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Justice Massey, congratulations. You've passed your ordinance 20I-84. And now, Madam
Hey,
Clerk.
Judge, can I ask a technical question on behalf of some of the members on the phone, of yourself or Justin? As far as unmuting, Judge, thank you, sir. As far as unmuting, is it just a matter of unmuting your phone, or if you're calling into the meeting, or is it a matter of having to unmute yourself on the WebEx?
It's a matter of unmuting yourself on WebEx. It's not a matter of unmuting your phone. If his phone is muted, of course, that's not going to work. But he has to unmute himself in the app.
Okay, I was just trying to help Mr. Elliott. Thank you, Mr. Black.
No problem, bub.
Okay, I think that we were done with 20I-84. So, Madam Clerk, if you will now, please read 20I-85.
Certainly. An ordinance amending ordinance 19 OR 32, 2020 annual budget, Pulaski County, Arkansas, to recognize and appropriate grant funds for the Community Services Department for the Homeless Management Information System Program.
Did you read 20I-85, Madam Clerk?
I just did, yes. Did you not hear me?
Well, I thought you ended with the word program, and according to what I have on here for 20I-85, the last word is system.
So on the next line for me, it said program, but I will take, system does have a period, and then it says program, so.
That's okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure that we had it right. I appreciate your accuracy. Justice Blackwood, you're recognized for the motion.
Move for the adoption.
Second.
Members, you've heard the motion, you've heard the second. Are there any questions or comments for 20I-85? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll for 20I-85?
Certainly. Ms. Medlock.
Aye.
Mr. Elliott. Mr. Elliott. Mr. Stowers.
Yes.
Mr. McCoy.
Yes.
Mr. Robinson.
Yes.
Mr. Jefferson.
Aye.
Ms. Green.
Aye.
Mr. Keith.
Yes.
Ms. Coney. Ms. Coney. Ms. Massey.
Aye.
Ms. McMullen. Ms. Blackwood.
Aye.
Ms. Lewison.
Yes.
Mr. Denton.
Aye.
Mr. Reed.
Yes.
12 ayes, 12 ayes, 3 absent.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And Justice Blackwood, you passed your ordinance 20I-85. And Madam Clerk, please now read for us 20I-86.
An ordinance amending ordinance 20 OR 44, 2021 annual budget, Pulaski County, Arkansas, to delete a bailiff position in 4th Division Circuit Court, Department 0404, and create an assistant bailiff position in 3rd Division Circuit Court, Department 0403, effective January 1st, 2021.
Justice Blackwood, you recognize for the motion.
Move for the adoption.
Second.
Members, you've heard the motion, you've heard the second. Are there any questions or discussion on 20I-86?
I have a question, Judge.
Who is that? Doug Reed?
Yes. Yes, sir.
You're recognized for the question.
Yes, I would just like to hear a financial impact statement from the comptroller who wasn't able to come to the budget meeting. Thank you.
Mr. Hutchins, can you give us a quick rundown on the swap out here of the bailiffs?
Should be neutral. All they're doing is taking them from some courts that don't need bailiffs and moving them to the courts that do need bailiffs.
Thank you. I yield.
Thank you, Mr. Hutchins. Thank you, Mr. Reed. Are there other questions or discussion?
I've joined the meeting.
Madam Clerk, I think that McMullen has joined the meeting.
Yes, sir.
And Madam Clerk, if you will, now please call the roll for 20I-86. And members, I'm going to remind you again, please unmute yourself.
Mr. Reed.
Yeah.
Mr. Denton. Mr. Denton. Ms. Lewison.
Yes.
Ms. Blackwood.
Aye.
Ms. McMullen. Ms. McMullen. Ms. Massey.
Aye.
Ms. Coney.
Yes.
Mr. Keith.
Yes.
Ms. Green.
Aye.
Mr. Jefferson.
Aye.
Mr. Robinson.
Yes.
Mr. McCoy.
Yes.
Mr. Stowers.
Yes.
Mr. Elliott. Mr. Elliott. Ms. Matlock.
Aye.
Ms. McMullen.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Denton. Mr. Denton.
Aye.
All right. That's 14 ayes and 1 absent.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Justice Blackwood, you passed your ordinance. Now, members, we've got a late filing. I'm going to recognize Justice Jefferson, who is enjoying his last meeting with us, I believe. I want to make sure we thank him for his service, but we'll do that when we get to announcements. Justice Jefferson, you're recognized for a motion to suspend the rules.
I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Members, you've heard the motion in the second. I believe this is non-debatable. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll on the motion to suspend the rules?
Judge, what are we suspending the rules for?
To recognize a late filing, ma'am.
Is that the one on the Zuba Road?
Yes, ma'am. It's just a reimbursement, but we're not voting on the ordinance now. We're voting on the motion to suspend the rules to hear the item. Madam Clerk, please call the roll, and again, everyone, unmute yourself.
Ms. Matlock.
Aye.
Mr. Elliott. Mr. Elliott. Mr. Stowers.
Yes.
Mr. McCoy.
Yes.
Mr. Robinson.
Yes.
Mr. Jefferson.
Yes.
Ms. Green.
Aye.
Mr. Keith.
Yes.
Ms. Coney.
Yes.
Ms. Massey.
Aye.
Ms. McMullen.
Aye.
Ms. Blackwood.
Aye.
Ms. Lewison.
Yes.
Mr. Denton. Mr. Denton. Mr. Reed.
Yes.
Mr. Denton.
The third aye. Aye.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, that's the first time I heard you. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So 14 ayes and 1 absent.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. As you've voted affirmatively to suspend the rules to hear the item, Madam Clerk, if you will now, please read for us item 20I-88.
An ordinance amending ordinance 19 OR 32, 2020 annual budget, Pulaski County, Arkansas, to recognize and appropriate grant funds into the Road and Bridge Department budget for the Zuber Road Improvement Project administered through the Community Services Department.
Justice Green, you're recognized for the motion.
Move for the adoption.
Second.
Members, you've heard the motion, you've heard the second. Are there any questions or discussions for 20I-88?
Yeah, Judge, this is Phil.
You're recognized for the question, Mr. Stowers.
Thank you, sir. The Zuber Road Improvement Project here in this ordinance, does that relate to the economic development that Amazon is doing in the port?
Yes, sir. This is county infrastructure investment in partnership with the city of Little Rock, but located in the county, that attracted CZUSA as well as the big Amazon project, and hopefully a couple of others, and is probably about 95% complete right now.
Thank you, sir.
This is the reimbursement for the grant expense.
And Judge, this was money that came back to them that went back into the Zuber Road.
I'm sorry, ma'am?
This is money that was given back to them, grant money that was given back to them, and they're putting it back into the Zuber Road project.
No, ma'am. No money is going to any of those folks that are building out there. We have a grant with EDA for $2 million that's assisted us with the construction of this road. It is a reimbursement grant. So as we pay a monthly payment from the contractor, and we can bill EDA and they reimburse us, and we have to appropriate that reimbursement. So this is the appropriation of the reimbursement from economic development.
Okay, I think that's what I meant.
Okay.
I have
Remember,
a question, Doug. This is Doug Reed.
Yes, sir.
Is that the reason it's being administered through community services? Because it's a grant from the Arkansas Development Foundation or whatever it's called? Thank you.
This is a federal grant, Economic Development Agency, and it's administered through Central Arkansas Planning and Development District. And our Community Services Department is who usually operates all of these grants for us. They're thoroughly familiar with the processes, procedures, and knock on wood, once again this year, their audit was report free. So we use their expertise to handle all of these.
Okay, thank you. I yield.
Yes, sir. Are there any other questions before we ask Madam Clerk to call the roll for 20I-88? Madam Clerk, did you lose your microphone?
She's muted.
Well, she should have control of her own mute.
She's muted.
So it sounded like you only said if you didn't. Anyway, I'll do it. Mr. Reed.
Yes.
Mr. Denton.
Aye.
Ms. Lewison.
Yes.
Ms. Blackwood.
Aye.
Ms. McMullen.
Aye.
Ms. Massey.
Aye.
Ms. Coney.
Yes.
Keith.
Yes.
Ms. Green.
Aye.
Mr. Jefferson.
Aye.
Mr. Robinson.
Yes.
Mr. McCoy.
Yes.
Mr. Stowers.
Yes.
Mr. Elliott. Mr. Elliott. Ms. Medlock.
Aye.
14 ayes, 1 absent.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, and I appreciate you trying to keep it straight. I rely on you, so keep doing it, please. Congratulations, Ms. Green. You passed your ordinance 20I-88. And members, the only plug that I failed to put in there was that this is a project with Amazon that is going to provide 1,500 new jobs during the year and upwards of 2,000 during the holiday season. So, that's a huge benefit for us, certainly coming in a year where unemployment is at a new record high for us. Members, that takes us to adjournment. So I'll adjourn the business section.
Before you adjourn,
go ahead, Madam Holly.
I wanted to ask, it looks like Mr. Elliott was at least trying to answer me, but I've counted him absent because I never did hear. So what do we do in that particular situation since we're on WebEx?
I'm certain that I heard him respond affirmatively at least once. So I think that that's worthy of him being recorded as present.
Okay.
And we'll try and get him to use one of the iPads in the future.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Members, that brings up announcements. Does anyone have an announcement?
No, before we adjourn, can you hear me? I would simply like to indicate my presence since I was so late. I had difficulty checking in.
And
So
Ms. McMullen, I think that we've recorded your presence.
All right. I wanted to make certain, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And members, are there any announcements?
Hey, Judge, you haven't technically adjourned yet, and there'd be one little cleanup that we forgot at the beginning of the meeting, which was to adopt the minutes from the previous meeting.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Members, in your packet that you received should have been your minutes from our last meeting. I would appreciate a motion to adopt.
So move.
Members, are there any additions or deletions? Madam Clerk, if you will, let's give it one more shot. We'll call the roll to adopt the minutes.
Ms. Medlock.
Aye.
Mr. Elliott. Mr. Stowers.
Yes.
Mr. McCoy.
Yeah.
Mr. Robinson.
Yes.
Mr. Jefferson.
Aye.
Ms. Green.
Aye.
Mr. Keith.
Yes.
Ms. Coney.
Yes.
Ms. Massey.
Aye.
Ms. McMullen. Ms. McMullen.
Aye.
Ms. Blackwood.
Aye.
Ms. Lewison.
Aye.
Mr. Denton. Denton. Mr. Reed.
Yes.
Mr. Denton. All right, that would be 13 ayes and 2 absent.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk and members. So we're back to announcements, and this is the final, third and final bite at the apple. Does anyone have an announcement?
Hey, Judge, this is Doug Reed. I have a question.
Mr. Reed, you're recognized for a question of announcements.
Yes, it's a question to you because I have constituents that are contacting me often to ask when the Quorum Court will be open for the public. And if you have a target date on that, then you're the one who has authority to open the building or close it. So do you have any thoughts on that so I can tell them?
We don't know. Nobody knows that.
Members, based on the information that we're receiving right now from the Arkansas Department of Health as well as the CDC on vaccines, I would anticipate that we should probably be able to open our facilities back up to the public, probably with some limitations still, but I would estimate it to be May, maybe earlier. We'll have to wait and see and rely on that guidance we receive from the health department.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Judge,
Yes.
you had mentioned earlier about this being Mr. Jefferson's last meeting, and didn't know if you had any, if that you were getting to that on your agenda, but I certainly wanted to convey that I appreciate Mr. Jefferson in his term on the court, reaching across the aisle, and even though he and I have not always agreed, he reached across the aisle many times, and I appreciate his service. I appreciate his dedication. I appreciate his tenacity, and just wanted to express that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Stowers. And I did anticipate that there'd be a few folks that would want to rally some farewell for Mr. Jefferson. Is there anyone else?
Yes.
Go ahead, please.
Barry, we are going to miss you terribly. You have been a good justice of peace, and I've enjoyed having you here with us. You have spoken out and you've spoken from the heart, and it's been great to have you vote with us, and you will be terribly, terribly missed, and we will miss your voice. Definitely miss your voice. Hopefully we'll see you back sometime. Okay. Think about it. Okay.
And Barry, I would just like to say that I think that we're going to miss you more than you have any knowledge of. You have no idea how much we're going to miss you. Did you hear me, Barry? Did you hear me, Barry? I think I was muted.
We heard you, Miss Green.
Okay, I think he's going to be missed more than he has a clue of.
Yeah. Is there someone else to speak?
Yes, I would like to. Is
I think she's trying to speak and she's breaking up a little bit.
This is Luke. May I say something?
Yes, sir.
Just wanted to also thank Barry for his service to the Quorum Court, and always felt like he gave a very professional attitude and effort towards the Quorum Court, and I really appreciate that. So thanks, Barry. Best to you and your family.
Miss Massey, were you trying to speak?
Yes, sir.
I'm
Judge.
Miss Massey, your connection's just not working at all.
He's always been very passionate about the community. We go way back in regards to doing community work together. Oh, okay. I'll tell him later. Thank you.
I would like to speak, Judge. And Barry, I just want to tell you that you did a very good job, a job well done.
And if I can jump in real quick, I probably jumping in too early, but I just want to say thank you, everybody. I really do appreciate everybody and your kind words, and I truly would miss every last one of you all. I look forward to continue to work with all of you all. If you need me, I'll be out there. But I do want to say a special thank you to Justin and Amy for all their hard work, and for me, for dealing with me, because I can be a big head sometime, and so I really want to thank them too, because I know there was many times I called them and asked them to do something, and they done it, or they correct me on some things that I need to do, and I took it and respected it. And I think y'all got two of the finest people that's supporting y'all and working with you, and that's Justin and Amy, and I do appreciate that. And Judge, I want to say thank you personally, and for all you have done for me, and giving me guidance, and educating me on some things, and show your support and your friendship, and I truly appreciate that, all your friendship. So I just want to say thank you, Judge, for all your leadership and the guidance you gave me, and all my friends that I talk to all the time, and I talked to before I got here, and I just want to appreciate all of you all for being here and helping me, and maybe you'll see me again, maybe you won't. So God bless you.
Judge.
Yes.
Teresa Coney. I don't know why I'm talking and no one can hear, but it has been a pleasure working with you, Barry, as well as everyone else. But I don't foresee you leaving our city, so we'll all be in touch, because we work on various committees and etc. But I would also like to wish you all a Merry Christmas, since we will not be seeing one another until after Christmas. Thank you.
You're welcome. And we heard you just in time there, Miss Coney. Thank you. Mr. Curtis?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Mr. Curtis.
Well, I was having problems. That's why I sent him a personal message. But I want to thank Barry for the work he did with the Quorum Court, and I appreciate him, some of the challenging conversations we had, and I look forward to working with him in the future. Even though he's not here with the Quorum Court anymore, I'm sure our paths will again cross.
Great.
And Judge, I would like to say Merry Christmas to everybody, and I hope that you all will be safe. And I pray for all my colleagues on the Quorum Court every day that the coronavirus will skip us all.
Very good. Thank you, Ms. Coney. Well, Barry, I want to thank you for your service. I got a funny feeling you know a lot more about county government than you ever really cared to know about it, and that you'll use it wisely and to the beneficially to the people of Pulaski County. I especially want to thank your family, because I know what a burden it can put on the family when you're serving a public position, and there's demands on the telephone every night, and you've got to show up for these meetings, and maybe the dinner doesn't get eaten, and it's hard, and they make a real sacrifice for us to be able to do this. So thank you, thank your family, have a wonderful holiday, and Merry Christmas, and we'll call you when we need you. Take care. Any other comments?
Judge, yes, I would like to extend also Merry Christmas to everyone, and a happy and a safe New Year, and not only to my Quorum Court colleagues, but to whomever may be watching this streaming at this time. I wish you a happy and a safe New Year, and hope that we will all come together to reassemble again in 2021.
Okay, members, we're adjourned. Wait a minute. Sorry, Justin, do we have any public comment requests?
No, sir, we do not have any.
Then members, we're adjourned.
Merry Christmas.